Hello and welcome to my DMWP homepage. Here I'm going to be showing you an overview of my website and how I made elements of it. So as you can see, I've got clients and partners and a brief synopsis of what we do as a company on the main page. And now I'm going to take you over to logos, in which we have 5 main design logos in which we advertise on our website as some examples of what we can do. Here, I'm just going to show you how I made quite a simple one. So I've got my 4 layers and I've placed them together, and then I've gone to my effects. I'm going to double click, and here you can see we've got an overview of how we can edit the whole thing. So I'm going to turn on my satin and my drop shadow and just create a brief outline over and spread it just a tiny bit so it creates kind of a glowing effect. Increase the size so it adds a nice backdrop, like a backlight behind it. And play with that so I feel it's right. Here, now we're going to go back to our homepage and click onto animations, in which you can see I've designed 5 different types of my star logo and played with this in After Effects. I'm now going to go to After Effects, and I've got my 2 layers, and show you how I can make these merge together. So I've just zoomed in so you can get a closer look, and I'm doing positions. That means it's going to move from left to right or up to down, back to the centre or bounce around. So I'm doing quite a simple one, just an example, and I'm going to move it to the outside and make it bounce back into the middle at 4 seconds. And then we're going to do that also with the star at 4 seconds for position as well, but coming from the opposite angle. So that's going to start and they're going to meet in the middle. There I'm just checking that that's working as I drag the other back to the centre as well. And now here we go, this is the whole thing. And just like that, that's how you can design an animation for your logos. Quite brief and simple, and they can obviously get more complex, but that's just a brief overview. And now I'm taking you to my photos. Here, these are all photos that I've taken myself, and I've broken them down into categories and events, and that's how they're sectioned on the page. There are quite a few that range from graduation pictures to nature pictures to photo shoots with people or flowers or at the ocean, so it gives quite a range. And now I'm going to click on one just to show you how I've put them all together. I have it ready. So if we double click and go to Manage Project, there we go. There are all the approved pictures that are on the website for people to see. And as you can see here, they've been categorised into special events, portraits, outside areas, nature shoots and candids, which make it easier for clients to see which one you would like to go to. So when you want to edit one in particular, you press Manage, and you can give a brief description on what it is or what you're trying to portray under the title, and then just upload it to the website. And there they are, all laid out exactly how I left them on the project area. And now we're going to go to video, in which I've done 5 videos for Southend-on-Sea, a golf video, and an animation within an animation. So they're all quite different, but the Southend-on-Sea ones, again, much like our animations, are all done through After Effects. So many of the same things would apply as before. I'm just going to bring that up now. So I've chosen one that you saw on the screen before. And with this one, the same thing is going to happen, but I'm going to use a different technique. So I'm just enlarging the Southend-on-Sea so it stands out a bit clearer. And for this one, at the beginning, it's going to slowly fade into being 100%. So quite a simple one, but just shows you the basis of how it works within the opacity. And like I said, again, this is quite a simple one, but you can get these coming from all angles or fading from one place to the other through using positioning and rotation and scaling. So it can get quite complex, but this is just a very brief overview. There I am, just practicing that is working before I move on to my element 4. And there we go. Again, you can always change and position them in different ways, even post adding a transformation, just to make sure it looks right. Nothing is final till you take it off After Effects. So here I'm just enlarging it and playing with it a bit to make sure it's exactly where I want it and how I want it, bearing in mind where my Southend-on-Sea logo was. I think having the bubble over the jet ski kind of adds a focus point to the image. And here again, we're going to go for opacity and starting at 0 and go back to 4 seconds, put it up to 100. So the entire informational or graphic design element will come in slowly throughout. So it's quite a low-key, subtle animation. And now to my contact page, which is my final page. Here we have the address, phone number, email, links to our social media accounts, recommendations from previous customers, and our location on Google Maps. And just pressing the icon, it takes you again back to our homepage.